Hello, good morning, afternoon,
Morning.
everyone, I guess.
Almost
But
afternoon.
almost afternoon. Well, yeah, actually, it's about 5 minutes before 12 p.m. Welcome everyone to the FSL Valorant Open number 3. I mean, Female Esports League. It's been quite a while, I think, Mark. Hang on a sec.
It's been about a
Where
month.
where are you? What
Uh,
what is
I'm,
going on here?
I'm, I may have infiltrated your room.
What the heck?
I am in there, but I'm not in there. It might be a parallel universe, but I'm in your room.
Oh, maybe. So
That's
we
how
got
we
some
feel
bit of
like we're
a
casting in the same space, but we're actually staying in our own homes. We're casting from
yeah,
home
yeah.
because I'm heightened measures and all, but I'm in Kendrill's room at the same time.
Right. So it's the duality kind of thing going
Yes,
on here.
actually, this is duality. This is our version of duality. So it's two casters, somehow in the same spot in the same room, but we're not actually in the same room.
Right. And then you're gonna come in and steal all my radiant eyes. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, no,
I
Valorant
think.
points. I need those night market skins. If you guys haven't checked, the night market is back. You might have some skins there that you might want to get. I'm looking for the Iron Sheriff. I still haven't gotten it for forever, so I'm looking for that one.
Well, maybe soon. But aside from things like that, I just remembered you posted out a tweet this morning, something about the cycle of casting a bit, earning a
Yeah,
little bit of cash on the side, and then you're gonna use
I'm
that to.
I'm pretty much I'm pretty much like under Riot for free, right? Like I'm casting Valorant, I'm buying their skins you from the casting, and then I just cast some more and then buy more skins, and then it's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle. We're gonna keep going for skins, but yeah, this is again, FSL Valorant Open. It kind of has been about a month, maybe slightly more, right? But
Slightly
it's
over. Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. I still remember some of the crazy plays that happened the last time that we casted together. But here we are now. It's May. Well, yeah, kind of kind of June actually. There was a little bit of a delay, but it's gonna be the third open, and this is kind of how the FSL Valorant circuit works out for this year, right? So, why don't you talk us through a bit of this, Marquis?
All right, so there's going to be 6 opens, as you can see on the screen. It'll be once a month, about there, depending on the situation, of course. But right now we're in Open 3. So these teams will be playing for circuit points towards the final. And basically, each Valorant Open will garner you some points, and the champion for each Open will get 10 points, and second place gets 9 points, etc. You get 1 point less each. Um, as you go down the roster, but basically the teams are here to farm points. And I think that there have been stellar teams. Of course, Alter Ego Celeste has topped
Mm.
both Valorant Opens 1 and 2. However, we did get note that Med Army has actually disbanded. They've come in second place
Oh
for both
no.
Open 1 and Open 2. So unfortunately, they've actually moved to different teams. So 3 players have gone to Oasis Gaming. That's Muffin, Baby TZ, and Anko. Remember Muffin? I think we were talking about a lot of food the last time. We were really
Yeah.
hungry in the grand finals, and then all of them had food names. 3 of them went to Oasis Gaming. Yoki is now actually playing under Arikat Aresta, so that's quite interesting.
Right.
The other 2 players aren't playing anymore. So because of the rules regarding roster changes, this means that Mad Army is actually out.
Yeah.
So because of that, the whole placements go kind of up. RTZ underranked Femel is now number 2, basically.
Hmm.
And when these teams get points, they get circuit points to advance to FSL Valorant Elite, and the top 2 teams will advance straight to Valorant Elite. The third to 18th place will play for the third spot, and 19th place onwards will participate for the last spot. So there will be 4 teams in FSL Valorant Elite, which will be held in October. Of course, subject to change because of the COVID situation. We will
Uh,
have to see when this will actually happen, but right now it is planned to be an offline LAN in Singapore. So 4 teams coming down from Southeast Asia. I think this will be quite interesting, and I think that with vaccinations being rolled out, hopefully this will be doable. We've seen some events already happen in Singapore, and I think this will be a very exciting event if it does happen.
I really hope it's possible because I
Yeah,
mean we have had events, at the start of the year was the Mobile Legends kind of like World Championships M2,
yeah,
and then more recently was Free Fire or something like that. But
yeah,
I mean, aside from a lot of things happening in esports, Masters Reykjavik just
yeah.
happened. That was
It's
pretty sick.
amazing.
But I mean, what better way to continue riding on that Valorant wave and action with FSL? I mean, that's what we've got going on today. Really do hope it's going to be an offline tournament, but yeah, I think we're gonna go into the draft picks for now. We get to take a look at what agents are gonna be selected. Of course, the teams today for the very first game will be Asteria versus MeowTubby. Now, Asteria, formerly known as Couldn't Care Less, I think we saw their names on the leaderboard earlier on. So I don't know. I mean, with Mad Army kind of going away, we might actually see new challengers coming up. And fun fact, Asteria, I Googled earlier on because of how cool this name sounds. It's
Okay.
actually a girl's name of Greek origin, meaning star. So
Oh,
of course
of
they
course you picked
have
the
an
Astra, right?
asterisk. That's right.
Yes, there you go. Oh, I actually held my mouse and keyboard and pressed WASD because of the interface. I was like, I actually want to play the game. But what I wanted to actually tie into this was you mentioned that Masters just happened, and I actually wonder how Masters affects the meta across the pros. Typically what happens is that at the highest level of play, a specific meta forms, and that meta gets adopted by tier 1.5, tier 2 players slowly, and eventually it'll seep into like the competitive meta. So because a lot of people actually watch the Masters, and I think it's one of the most watched events the past month. I think it might have been the most watched event in May. These metas seep into the competitive meta, and I like to see how that comes into play here.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of these teams, they scrim, they experiment, they try out new compositions, new different ways to utilize their utility. I mean, also at the same time, it's just look. I love the new UI. Now you get to see which side is using which, form of utility, whether it's tripwire or an alarm bot or sentry. But
Yeah.
that's the thing that you're talking about. That's why we have an Astra this time around, something that we didn't see too much of in the previous Valorant Open. And right now, it's going to be MeowTubby, a team that didn't really make it out of group stages in the previous month, but still an admirable performance. We have Sway just really aggressive peeking up C long, and she's going to get shut down really quick.
Even in Open 2, Sway was one of the most aggressive players, really playing the entry for, past CCL now. Miguel actually gets another kill. Myth gets a kill as well. They're trading left and right here, down to a 2v2, but Venus finishes Myth off with a frenzy, and Muffin Loop is actually going to finish it up. And that was a bit of a massive brawl there. It just kills left and right. It seemed like they were trying to go for the site, but the rotations were a bit fast as well. But the attackers in the end actually took everything. So Asteria taking round number 1.
Pretty quick. I think it's kind of what we see from Asteria. Okay, so the UI is a little bit. I think the team names are swapped. So it's actually Asteria on attack.
Track them down.
And the
MeowTubby
way that
on the
round played out was a little bit brawly, right?
I couldn't tell who was winning.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of what we see from them as well. They from what we know, 3 of them are from India. I think two are from India, 1 from Pakistan, and they got 1 Filipino and 1 Australian player along with them as well.
Yeah,
so,
there's all ping difference, right?
Yeah, which kind of leads to that unless they have a fixed strategy, they just go in for trades, and with the firepower that they have, I mean, it works out.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Like we've seen them actually just frag out with multiple players, and Myth with the opening there, opening Cypher frag, but Venus gets a quick trade and Muffin Lip takes another kill. So the defenders MeowTubby are on pistols here. Some of them have sheriffs, and they don't look very healthy right now. And this is basically a serious round to lose. Venus actually gets a headshot. Trey, they didn't check the corners. Oh, but Neff actually gets another kill with a classic as well, and it seems like this is pretty winnable for MeowTubby. if she can get these kills.
Well, 1v2. She might not know that the Asteria is coming from the back, though. Definitely knows there's a Sova because of the darts and everything, but running out of time, she's just gonna stick it, and of course, Muffin Loop pushes forward, easy headshot. And yeah, I mean, we're just following the script here. You know, 2-0 is pretty standard, but this is the one that is going to be pretty interesting. The bonus round for Asteria, if they win. If not, then, you know, MeowTubby with the full buy, that could spice things up a bit.
Yeah, it got a bit dangerous there with Venus X with that Sheriff. I think she got 2 headshots off that, but it didn't check the corner where Shrey was actually hiding in. And I think that corner can be pretty deadly, especially if you miss out on that.
Yeah, the corner, it's one of those pesky places that you don't quite expect people to be in, because pushing onto the onto A site, you think they'd be out in the open, but that's a nice little pick right off the bat. We get one numbers advantage over to our side, plus they have the range as well because of the upgraded weapons, the rifles. Now, Asteria still, some of them have Spectres. Neff is just gonna spray through the wall and gets a wallbang headshot. I mean, I guess it's a fairly common spot.
Yeah, and it's actually something that you want to spray like at random times just to get some damage down. And I think she pretty much, well, hit the nail on the head there.
Absolutely on the head. And a lot of map control being seized by MeowTubby right now. I mean, let's just take a look. Every single avenue of entry, whether it's mid or even A, there are players posted up in these positions. And I think Venus hears the footsteps. They know it's going to be an A hit. The rotations are coming forward, and it's all up to the breach player. She's prepped for this. Boo has the flashpoint in hand, pops the first one, and that pretty much buys time for a team to get onto the site.
Great rotation there, but Shrey gets the first kill. Venus really sharp right now, gets a second and a third. Now knows where Sway is, can probably lock her down here, and Venus gets a 4K here. Like you said, this is the script, right? But Venus X really made sure that their team stuck to the script. Those 4 kills, that's amazing for round 3. I mean, she already has 8 kills on the board right now.
Exactly. It came a little bit close. I think Boo kind of missed her shot, perhaps due to a ping difference. I'm not too sure. But Venus X definitely came up huge for her team. I mean, not to mention the first pick. I think this is a player that we want to keep our eyes on. You know, how she's been firing her Vandal so far. It's pretty darn good. But right now, it's going to be Asteria with the full buy. This could be the thing to turn the tide. Now they're kind of stuck in this tango a little bit back and forth, but the Astra
joke's over. You're dead.
Nebula out in the open at the mouth of sea. They flash in, and all of a sudden they have the entire site. It's going to be a tough 5v5 possibly for MeowTubby.
And Shrey gets a bit of information there, knows where the killjoy is. They know that the site is clear, and they're planting open for long as well. So that Astra really got them into the site, especially combined with the Phoenix smoke. So I feel like Asteria really have this down to pat. Like they actually drafted for that strategy itself to get into the site. I know it. Getting 2 kills, Sway, getting another one, and it's gonna be a clean, flawless round for Asteria. That's just getting kills left and right here, and they just take the agency back on their side. Like after that round 3 where they had a gun disadvantage, Asteria now just say like, okay, we're gonna reset your economy and we're gonna have full buys. Like that was a flawless round for them.
Very clean. I mean, just what more is there to say? They had that definitely was some kind of an execute. But here's the thing: you make a play like that, you can't quite do it again. Right? Once bitten, twice shy. MeowTubby's going to anticipate something like that this time around, and that's why we have the Killjoy setting up her sentry. If you try to flash out of it, she's going to be the first one to receive contact. But she's just going to push past the smoke, gets immediately punished by Sway.
That's really aggressive, but I feel like you want to keep Asteria honest here. Like if she was able to punish that, they would at least be scared of MeowTubby. So I think that was okay because they're on an eco round right now, and I feel like if she got a kill there, it would really keep Asteria on their toes.
That is very true. More importantly, the fact that MeowTubby are on eco. If she had gotten the kill, that would have been nice. Even if she didn't, information at the very least, and
This is a complete
whoa.
bait?
Yes, actually, and that's just
vision.
Asteria doing Asteria things. Pulling a fast one over MeowTubby's heads, and now they're in these prime positions as well to cut them off on the rotate. I don't see MeowTubby doing much here.
Oh, but we'll have to see
One
if Venus
enemy
can actually
remaining.
pop off here. She has the Blade Storm up, but Myth shuts her down right away. So it's down to a 4v1, and I think Sova does have a gun, but JDPX is going to get taken down really quickly by Myth, who's been pretty crazy this game. That's an aggressive Cypher.
Oh yes, I mean maybe not quite just you know, doing the entries, but that's what Asteria is good at, especially on a map like Haven.
This is a nice spot.
Once they get the spike down, they have control over the site. It allows for players like Myth to hide in these positions that maybe MeowTubby don't quite expect, and of course they get the easy heads to click. And right now, scoreline is 1-4. MeowTubby, I think they gotta tighten things up.
Nailed.
Yeah, well,
It's gonna be
Venus X.
Starts things off. That's the first headshot. Immediately gets the information. Dashes out of it, but he peeks. Gets the second, but the trade from Myth.
So her team's gonna have to like clean up here. She already got its first 2 kills. It's a 2-for-1. I think Venus has been basically doing it all right now. I feel like Asteria. You mentioned this with MeowTubby in round number 3, but they basically took a lot of territory, a lot of space. And Asteria, it seems like Myth is the one creating the space here, not just defending it. Typically for Sentinels like Cypher or Killjoy, you defend a territory, but what Cypher's been doing, she's been putting the tripwires down and actually going to the site sneakily. So the duelists go on one side, and she just goes into another side and say, "Hey guys, this side's actually open. Come here." So Myth has been making that space even aggressively.
Killed the rat.
Oh, but
Exactly.
boo. Says
Well,
boo, and
30
you're
seconds
dead.
left.
Your head's gone. And takes 1 kill, and I think makes it really good for MeowTubby right now. 4v2, and she repositions to
Peekaboo. This time is going to be Britzy with the kill. And now 2v3 scenario. They try to get the spike down. 15 seconds left. They should be able to get
charges
this.
left.
But MeowTubby
Last
will be able to
player
get the
standing.
retakes underway. After that 1 frag, very much so.
I think it's gonna be straightforward here. JDPX is gonna pick up Britzy, and it's gonna be an easy defuse. Should give it to Sova. This is another economy, ultimate orb economy.
Yeah. Get the defuse, you
Now
have your ult up, especially playing on defense. I mean, you could deter opponents, maybe even retake as well. It's such a useful tool, the Hunter's Fury. But I love what you mentioned about Myth with her tripwires. It's something that it's impressive because she's creating space not with her presence alone. It's just because of the tripwires and the places that she puts them in. It's the far opposites of the map, right? One on A, one on C.
Yep.
So even though she's not there, either she gets information or she gets the option to rotate back, and that's exactly what Asteria did. They managed to get the spike down, so at the very least, it's going to be a nice economy boost. It's 2-4 right now, but they get the full buy into the game.
And we'll really have to watch out for Venus X, especially. Oh, and as I say that, she actually gets picked up by Myth with a straight up headshot. And it seems like Asteria, great opening here, and they have pretty much control over the B and C side of the map. They're entering into the C side right now. It's gonna be a pretty easy take with Sway leading the charge here with Shrey. Shrey and Sway, both the duelists of Asteria.
I am the hunter.
I love to see the duelist creating so much space along with the run it back, but here it comes. It's the 2-pronged attack. Run from garage, one from spawn. Makes things a little bit tougher, but 2 DP still. They have the spike down, so all they need to do is hang tight. But wow, the one little gap from the blaze wall allows for Boo to punish and pick up 1 frag. 1v2 now. Does she know that there is a player coming in from the back of garage? It's Sway. She has her knife out. Here's the tap. Potentially, she does not know. There's no way Boo turns around. Maybe even a knife kill? Okay.
I think she almost went for it.
wanted
She was gonna
to
go for it. You could tell by the movement, right? Like you switch to a gun and then swing wide there and shoot. Like if you just want to kill Britzy, but she crept up to her with that knife out, and I think that was a confidence play. Like you could tell that they're really feeling themselves. They have 3 players with 100 plus ping, 2 players with 80, and they're doing
crazy.
this well.
With ping like that, and they're still performing.
Yeah, imagine in a LAN situation, right? Which is why we keep saying that we're excited to see this in a LAN, because like, what could these players really show us in a LAN environment? Like if they have 5 or less ping each, I think it'll be really crazy.
Yeah. And not to mention Asteria, I think they're one of the teams with the biggest fan bases in FSL. I don't know. I mean, they've got quite a number of votes from the previous Open, but this time around it's again Sway trying to do her thing, dashes into side, but immediately gets shut down by her counterpart, Venus, with the Sheriff. Now pulls her knives out, and that definitely deters the aggression. I don't think Asteria want to be pushing down C anymore. But well, let's take a look at where Myth is.
Yeah, it's she really just gets into the sights somehow, and then just holds it. Like you see the angle that she's holding, she's making sure no one goes into the site. Like the site might not be fully clear, but there's heaven, but that's what the controller utility is for. That's what the Astra smokes are for. And Astra all the way, see, no one expects her there. She was really quiet, just hiding there. Britzy and Myth get a kill apiece, and now they're at the advantage here. Myth getting another kill, gets a third, does not get the 4th. Unfortunately, the Shrey's wall actually just blocked her vision, but Shrey picks it up. But we see how Myth is actually creating so much space for her team. She was holding that angle for like forever, and she's like, okay team, come here. Immediately kills Venus X, who was running to the side thinking it was clear. Because like, typically no one hides in a corner until after the plant.
Absolutely.
And Myth was just like, I'm just gonna tuck myself into this corner and wait for
They had no idea.
Did you ever watch Kuroko no Basketball?
Oh my god, yes.
You know the main character, his specialty is like no one notices him, and it feels like Myth is like that. It's like she's making space, but she's top fragging, but like no one notices where she is until she's there.
And when you see her, it's too late. And that's basically what's happening. But this time, possible execute. 4 players up towards D-Long. Shrey's gonna flash him in, and well, Muffin Loop is gonna be the first to fall all the way on the outside of Garage. Venus is the one who pushed up outside of B, potentially setting up a flank. And right now, the Breach player up on A long as well. This is a lot of information for MeowTubby.
I'm getting a bit of Scream vibes from Venus X. I mean, with all those headshots, it seems like every single kill she's had was a headshot so far. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's all I remember. But Sway gets a headshot of her own onto Venus X. So like, oh, well, they're all really sharp here today, and it just seems like they're trading blows left and right.
Yeah, there's a lot of this push and pull, ebb and flow between the two teams. One gives up information, one buys
30
it
seconds
back,
left.
and they make plans with this. It's still possibly going to be a C split push outside of Garage, but Shrey missing the entry. I think this could go either way after Sway gets another. Now, of course, find a little bit more space with that Hunter's Fury. That's what we were talking about earlier on, right?
One enemy remaining.
Economy, and now Sway's just doing her greatest job ever, holding down the site. Potentially, she's down to 4 points of health.
She just
see how
headshot here.
Ooh, dash away.
Okay, good dash here. Oh, let's get the ace. Sway with the dash and into the wallbang. That was like that's a spray that you want to go for, right? Like you're 4 HP, you're almost dead. Boo actually was checking the corner there, so that was just pure timing from Sway, like knowing when to actually swing out of that. And I think Boo knew where Sway was, but didn't know where the other players were, which is why she was checking logs. Like typically someone hides there, right? So she checked logs and then just got sprayed down through the wall there. Sway, again with the replay here, there's a dash. She's checking logs, and unfortunately Sway was actually crab walking into cover there and gets the final bullet kill through the boxes.
Through the boxes, and I think Vu's not having the greatest time in the game. Her aim seems to be a little bit wonky at times as well, which is really unfortunate. Of course, pushing onto a site where you have to retake
Joke's over!
1vx, it's always difficult, but now a lot of space being created by Sway. Close quarters though, Vu will win that one fight. Now Stray trades it back up, and now they have this site all to themselves. It's gonna be Venus though, lurking over in the back. Short takes down one, and all of a sudden it's all up to the lone killjoy, Miguel. What can she do? Sheriff in hand, and the camera is up as well.
I'm seeing crazy things with the sheriffs. I wouldn't totally discount this, but it's going to be pretty hard. You're playing a 1v3. Let's see if she gets a first kill.
Certainly a window, but I think the hop kind of possibly gave it away. Stray just went in for a bit of a peek, instantly sees her, shoots her down. 8-2 now, and we're nearing the end of the first half, and well, Venus X might be lighting out the kill feed quite a bit, but so are Mid, and pretty much the rest of the team as well. And that's, I think, the thing that sets Asteria apart from MeowTubby, at least for the time being. Well, I mean, playing on attack, especially on a map like Haven, they kind of have an advantage considering that there are 3, spike sites. They are playing with MeowTubby so much, right? They make it seem like it's an execute towards a site, and then they rotate off. MeowTubby are having a tough time at adapting to this, and now Miguel falling to Sway with the op.
Yeah, that's an aggressive op. That's a flex if I've ever seen one.
Oh boy. They pick up one. Oh my god, now Venus.
Who needs an op when you can click heads, right? Venus X shows us another headshot. Oh, but she actually misses. Did she miss the recall?
Kinda did, but well, she's not gonna miss Muffin. Here's the drone as well, so they know it's potentially a B hit. Oh, but goes in, did not expect Myth to be there. That's what you're saying, Marquis. Oh my god.
You never notice Myth, but that's actually the greatest use of the owl drone, right? You have to peek with the owl drone, and I think Asteria really have their utility usage down to pat. However, MeowTubby still have the numbers advantage here, but JDPX is getting another kill of her own. Actually spots Myth out and already triples her kill count with that double kill there.
Last round before the switch.
Very nice. Wallbang from the bottom of the garage window. And honestly, okay, full buys on both sides this time around. It's going to dictate the flow of the second half. If MeowTubby picks this round up, 8-4, not too bad. They can still come back from this. If it's a 9-3, however, and Asteria has the momentum, I don't really like it for MeowTubby.
Yeah,
so
and
need this round.
It's known to be an attacker-sided map as well. They have 2 initiators on their side on MeowTubby, so if they can use that utility to their advantage on the attacking side, I think they still have a chance to catch up.
Very potentially, but Sway wants to do the same thing that we've been seeing so many rounds now. They take the turret out, immediately walk on the site. Because of all these nebulas and Astra stars, it's just difficult for MeowTubby to defend, and now Venus will be able to take Sway down. Miguel, though, immediately trading onto Myth. That's kind of 2-star players gone off of Asteria, but it is planned for long. Oh! Cosmic Divide is up. Venus, though, watching down the C-Long alley like a hawk. And Nev creeping up from the back. They might not expect this, but the turret pretty much gave it away. Venus! Oh, they immediately decimate the remaining members of the Asteria squad. And, of course, Spike already defused.
Switching sides.
Now, we saw the utility usage there. I think you mentioned that, well, the utility usage from watching the Masters would actually help. But that was a lot of utility coming from the defender side. The Killjoy ultimate, the Nano Swarm to actually discourage him from taking too much control of the site or going past the C side. Yes, so all those actually came into work, right? Like all of them kind of like discouraged Asteria from actually taking too much control. Because what we've seen so far, whenever they take C, they go deep. They go all the way to the link, BC link. And they take too much control, but because of that lockdown plus the Killjoy utility, after they planted, they didn't have control over the spike, and that just spelled doom for them. And MeowTubby getting the 4th round, like you mentioned, is basically means that they don't go down 3-9 going to the second half. And here's the aggression coming from MeowTubby. They're all in the site already, but mid, again, being sneaky, but Venus is sneakier. JDPX gets another kill as well, and it's looking really good for MeowTubby. With those 2 initiators, they had the flash, they have information from the Sova. I think that they are going to be a nightmare on the attacking side.
Very potentially. A very nice 5-man, 5-woman executed push together. I mean, well timed as well, but now Sway trying to pull off a flank. Immediately gets spotted out. Both players are really low though, so this could still be a potential double kill. Goes back in, gets the first, gets the second with a headshot.
Player standing.
3v2, and they're still trying to defend the site, but Sway hitting headshots again. It's her counterpart, Venus X down. 1v2 now, dashes onto the site, but that low, it's gonna be an easy shot for Neff, even through the smoke. 5-8, and MeowTubby with a well-executed C push. They take the round.
Yeah, and it looks really good for them with Venus X opening things up. I think whenever she gets the if she gets the opening frag, like on an attacking side, you really want to get that first kill to feel good about going to the site, right? As a defender, what you want to do is to not lose that first person instead. So it's a matter of who loses the first member, and if Venus X can remain sharp and really get that opening frag each and every time, I think that's going to be good for MeowTubby, because the rest of her team, they're not opening fraggers. Like you can see, Venus is just really playing aggressive to get that opening pick, and she's really good for first bloods here. I might even say that she's probably top in number of first bloods in this match when you see that.
I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, she's definitely very confident the way that she peeks and takes these angels head on. She seems to be a player who's incredibly confident in her aim. I mean, at the very least, she also has the option to dash out just because she's Jet, so she can take those fights. But right now, there's going to be a bit of a pause. I think it might also be a good time to mention that because of, these Valorant updates, now FSL offers 2 60-second tactical timeouts for the teams. Maybe that's what we have here. Maybe that's why there's a pause. Asteria could be coming up with some kind of a plan to counter what MeowTubby might have in store in the second half. But taking a look again at the agent composition, I mean, first of all, MeowTubby, they're doing a great job, at least on that first round. Their team composition is interesting because we're seeing kind of, especially, we talked about this slightly earlier. Masters, the tier 1 teams, Sentinels especially, we see this dual controller Viper Astra meta coming out, and I think the teams are starting to adopt that. That's why we see Astra now. Not quite the double controller yet, though. And MeowTubby's agent composition is still slightly reminiscent of what we see a lot in Asia, which is kind of the Korean agent composition, right? You have the entry dashing in, it's going to be Venus X, she takes up the frag. Of course, Omen with the controller, Breach as well, which on Boo just seems to be very, very good. That the flashes provide. Of course, you don't really need it if you've got Venus getting all the kills. That's a triple now. Miguel finds the 4th. And all that's left is Sway with only a classic. Try to do as much as we possibly can. That was even a dink, not the kill though, and it's going to be Neff who cleans things up. 6-8 now, and MeowTubby could bring us closer to equalizing the board.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't really seen Sky so much in FSL, but I think maybe the teams that we're gonna watch later might have that. I'm excited to see what Impaler have in store, because they've been like wrecking teams left and right, and they were one of the higher rated teams that we watched from Open 2. And I feel like the meta is just really gonna be interesting, right? Like I said, everyone has their own flavor. It really depends how the teams want to play. You can see some team play here, securing the orb there with a second player just to make sure that they can trade in case Sway actually gets traded there. And Venus X actually pops the Blade Storm. So Sway and Venus X both have the Blade Storm stuff. They both only have pistols in. One of the reasons why you also don't want to gun when you're using Blaze Storm is that when you actually dash in and die, you don't give the enemy a gun. So like sometimes it's convenient to actually have a gun, but if you're going for these extremely high risk plays, Venus X. Wait, no.
Shock dart.
Interesting.
Should not have happened.
Shoot.
Maybe
A bit of nerves there, a bit of you know, it happens sometimes. Like when you're trying to rush in and you're trying to kind of like rush the blades out. But Britney was completely blind there. That definitely should not have happened. Sway gets kill onto net here. JDPX the lone member here. Made it a bit expensive, but I think MeowTubby, this is a bonus run for them. I think it's okay.
It's okay. Still 2-1 start beyond the for this the second half opening. 6-9 is the score, and Asteria still showing signs of life. I mean, maybe it's because of Venus X getting a little bit antsy, missing the knives towards the end, but
that's an operator for Sway right now because she didn't buy the previous round, and they secured the ultimate orb for the Blade Storm. This is why I say that I'm also an ultimate orb like economist, because it really can get like, one extra gun or an upgraded buy for the next round if you have a jet or even if you have a res, and Sway making an operator already worth it with an opening frag for on Boo. And this is the buy round for MeowTubby. Last round was the bonus round for them, but the operator is going to make it very expensive. She sees the bun there and does not get a headshot. Oh! Almost gets it. That might have been the ping there. Oh, but actually gets Venus X in the end. So Venus... Sway just kept Venus guessing there. She went left, right, and then moved to the opposite side. Finally got Venus. And this operator in Sway's hands... okay, that was just for information. Okay. She was... No, because she actually moved sideways instead of forward. So that updraft was simply to peek over window, make sure that no one's there, because you don't have anyone peeking for you right now. So as Jet, you could actually use that updraft to just, you know, peek your head a bit. They won't expect, like, the chance of them getting headshot is really low when you actually do that. But Neff gets a kill into Stray.
I think Stray might have might be suffering connectivity issues, so I think she disconnected. That's why she died. But now it's gonna be Sway. They have the information off of this, but missing the shot, and it's going to be JPX and Myth who opens up the site. Now Myth,
spike planted.
because of this dark cover that went in a little bit too shallow, they might not know that she's there, but the shock dart will push her out. Picks up the op, goes back in for a couple more peeks. Wallbang to try to find something, but lo and behold, all players from MeowTubby have evacuated the site.
Myth not confident with the operator there like Sway is, so she switches to the Spectre so that they can clear site. Like depends on the player, they might choose one or the other, and it feels like they want to go for this close quarter, like clearing off the site. I think the operator does really well here, especially if you want to look at long.
Yeah, actually, but well, she has the Hunter's Fury. I think, honestly, in this round, I might have just preserved the operator for the next round and let them have it.
Yeah, it's difficult. They knew that the Hunter's Fury is up. Like, there's transparency for ultimates in Valorant. Like, you can tell that Hunter's Fury is up.
Get them to spend it.
Maybe that's... Is it really worth the op, though? Like, it depends on Asteria's economy right now. So if they can actually not buy for 4 players, saving the op is not smart. Like, 1 op plus 4, you'll just lose the op the next round. And maybe they just wanted to get the money here. They don't have the money to buy for 4 players. So...
Scanning ahead.
9-7. Of course, now that they're on pistols, maybe some upgraded pistols, they're gonna try to play a little bit closer, but this is gonna be a very default execute that we're seeing from MeowTubby. Default in the sense that it's very standard, dash in, paranoia into garage, so that if you're playing the off angles, you won't be able to see anyone dashing in. Easy frags for them. Of course, they get the spike down as well. Now it's going to be a 4v5 retake. A little bit more difficult considering that Asteria does not have the firepower this time around.
It's like it's doing easy defense here, but Muffin Loop actually does get some of the Boo balls from that classic. And Muffin Loop Nothing much to do there with just a classic. You can't really go for those 1v5 plays. I mean, I say that, but we've seen some crazy rounds sometimes. Like you get one kill, get a gun upgrade, and then finish off the round by yourself, kind of thing. But I don't think that was gonna happen with a classic in that position, especially.
Yeah. Oh, you can see what they were trying to go for, though. I liked what Sway was trying to do. Cloudburst down the entrance and trying to clear out the corner with the frenzy. But of course, he kind of gave the position away. It was a valley of death right there. MeowTubby sprayed down the entire door. Everyone died, basically. But 8-9 in the score, and now Sway has invested heavily into this round with yet another operator. Gets information from her team at the very least. Deletes the turret, but now they are aware of her presence.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was a good idea, because like the thing with the operator is you want that shock factor, you want that first kill. That's why you kind of want to keep them guessing where the operator is. And now that they know that the operator is on A, the operator isn't a very good retake gun. It's a good defensive gun. You get that first kill, you reposition, and then keep them guessing. As long as you discourage them from rushing, you can go for that second chance again. You have to set up for that. But now that they know that the jet is A, they're just like, yeah, we'll go to the totally opposite side of the map. They're going in C.
What a heavy executor. Yeah, they went into C, they used the paranoia and the rolling thunder, which might have been a little bit overkill, but here we go. Retake is gonna be Ritzy. They're using the suck from Astra to deny the spike plant. Did you see that? That was awesome. Now it's just a matter of finding the last player. Miguel comes back into the garage, but Sway knows where she is. Easy shot, and it's going to be 8-10.
That was
kind of calculated.
That was very calculated. That was pulling the rug from under them. Once they heard the utilities coming in, they all backed off. They did that setup for with the star onto the plant, and then combined with the Hunter's Fury, that was easy pickings for them.
I was wondering why. Okay, like you make your op sound off around A, you know they're gonna be hitting either B or C.
Baited.
If you don't hear footsteps around B, it's definitely gonna be C. I was wondering why this Britzy was so far back, and she did not use her recon dart or anything to get any more information. But well, turns out she had her harness fury. They had the plan of using the the Astra gravity well, and now an A execute. Sway is here to stop them. Cloudburst, though, will secure them a little bit of safe passage. Whiffs the first shot. Possibly gonna get this. Oh, Venus! There we go.
She's had Sway's number. Whenever Sway uses the off, Venus somehow gets a headshot on her. But Muffin Loop through the wall? Through the wall headshot onto Venus. Like both jets are down right now. But they're gonna do a dangerous plan here. There's a Cosmic Divide being used as well. Shrey getting kill, and now it's down to 3v4. MeowTubby really have to defend the spike, and Muffin Loop gets another kill. This Cosmic Divide is making it difficult for them to actually...
They don't even hear the spike being tapped.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's
one enemy remaining.
Neff. Okay, Neff gets a headshot, but they don't know where Muffin Loop is.
Wow.
That's
an intentional Cosmic Divide.
I've always said that Cosmic Divide was one of those skills where you're not sure whether it's helping you or it's not helping you. Like, unless your team knows where you're dividing. Okay, the thing about Cosmic Divide is why it's very confusing, especially in pub play, is that you don't know what it covers. You don't know that, okay, this corner here, you can sneak in there. Like that's exactly what Muffin Loop did, right? She was hiding in a corner, she was peeking out. They didn't know where she was that whole time. Like they just saw players dying, and she had a phantom too. So like even though she peeks from one side of the wall to the other and gets a kill, you never know where she is because she's using a phantom. There's no tracers with the wall. You don't hear her footsteps come in from left and right, and that was a perfect use of the divide.
Truly, and Muffin Loop's just doing her thing. But this time around, it could be a little bit scary. Britzy fired off a recon dart and it did not really tag anyone. Now they're just biding their time. As soon as it reaches maybe, I don't know, the 1 minute mark, they could go in for a very big C push. Britzy, though, still sensing danger, going to stay on the back of the site for a little while longer. Look at where the rest of the Asteria squad are, however. Pushing up A short, they clear it, there's no information. This time the recon dart connects, and I think they're setting up for a C now. Wait, actually rotating over, but Trey's going to be the one to stop them. Gets the tag, and now the kill as well is going to be Asteria for days. Miguel, last one left alive. This is not looking good.
And it's gonna be match point if they secure this round. Miguel, 1v4 is very difficult situation. Plus, she's pretty much trapped. She was getting sandwiched, like she was getting collapsed on already. There was nowhere to run there. Both sides had someone defending it, and it's match point for Asteria.
Match point, and honestly, I think even with Venus being such a strong fragger, you know, incredible aim. When she's not supported by a team and she just dashes in blindly, she's gonna get shut down. And after, you know, losing previously, I think they lost 2 rounds now, maybe even more. You're starting to see a bit of hesitation in MeowTubby. And now that it's match point, they need to really go fast and furious, and I think that's what they're trying to do. Dashing onto the C site. Recon Dart's gonna spot a lot of information, but here we go. Killjoy lockdown in play, and it's gonna be a potential 5v5 retake game underway.
Yeah, there's no Silva ultimate to stop this anymore. They can still use the pull, but without, I don't know, without shock dart lineups or anything, I don't think they're gonna get those kills. But I just thought about Astra plus shock dart lineup. That's actually something interesting to try out.
Actually, yeah. But let's see. It's still the 5v5 retake. It's kind of planted for. It is planted for a long. But with 3 players out towards Dragon and only 1 in Garage, that's Miguel. It's crucial that Miguel stays alive. If not, everything banks on this one-pronged attack from Long. Miguel falls now, and the spike is getting defused. Myth, though, gets off of it and walks into Bruce's bullets, and now it's going to be JDBX with the final headshot. MeowTubby stays alive for 1 more round.
Yeah, it's another breath of life for them, so they don't... well, Venus X is really like putting in a lot of work here. And Boo with the Spectre spray into the smoke there, into the planter, actually got Myth through the smoke, and I believe through the boxes there, maybe clipped the shoulder or something. And I think Boo with that kill actually just secured a round for them.
But here's the thing: the only time that we see MeowTubby win rounds convincingly,
C,
either C or they go in without hesitation, or they are enabled by, you know, some form of utility, whether it's an ultimate or rolling thunder or the Omen paranoia in towards Garage. That's what they need. But after that many rounds, I think Asteria is starting to adapt to this tactic. Look, we're seeing 3 players, 1 around Garage, 2 towards C. They're completely leaving B open with the exception of the tripwire, which is still a lot in itself. So this is going to be a tough round for MeowTubby to crack.
Yeah, and B typically, some teams like to sacrifice B and just to go for a B retake, and that was your opener.
Easier to retake, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's just so many openings, so many angles. You can't really hide anywhere on B, except for a few corners. But it seems like MeowTubby are going for the delayed C execute here.
Oh, that's still the right choice. We still have 4 players towards the C site. That half of the entire map, and here we go. I think not a lot of players out, but
30
Vina's
seconds
gonna
left.
be trying to find the entry. Still, though, it's gonna be Brew from the other side, and now all they have to worry about is spawn, maybe Garage, but no one's watching that yet. Spike has not been planted. Here we go. JDPX down. Venus watching the heads. She's gonna find 1 more. 4v2 now. And it's a little bit tougher. Miguel coming in with the big lurk from B is just going to buy a little bit more time for a team, even though she's
Scanning ahead.